Hello people, and welcome back to the Inventor SSP. It's episode 33, and I'm at my witch farm because I've made some changes. You might notice I'm at a new spot because I made a new AFK spot which actually isn't aligned in the center chunk of the perimeter, which means I'm loading a bit of the edge, but that's okay because everything is still spawn proofed, and you can see down here I actually did place some sea lanterns, but I'll get to that in a second. Main thing is I had to move out of the center chunk, but it made it easier for me to spawn proof. I had to place less sea lanterns, and it's just more central between the two witch huts. And I have my mob switch off right now so that I am able to AFK here right now. And I guess besides this new AFK spot and this bubble column that I just made so that I can get up and down if I don't have my elytra with me, I guess let's go into some of the changes that I made. So I'll just use free camera so that I can keep AFKing right there, but I can still show some of the changes. So I still have my portal down here, and then this is just kind of the central area where everything is linked up. Then there's another bubble column here. You can go down, and then this is the storage, and I actually did change this. I got rid of all the shulker box filling because if I really fill up all these chests, I think I'll have enough for the time being, and I can just fill them by hand with shulker boxes and keep them there if I really need to. And yeah, the shulker box loaders were just a really bad design. It was kind of custom and it just wasn't good, so I just decided to get rid of them. And now it's just normal item filters. They go into one hopper line, go down a bit, go and fill up these chests. And yeah, so we still have our main redstone storage, which is why most people do witch farms. And eventually I might want to do CSS's raid farm, or is it CCS? I'm not completely sure, but that raid farm is the equivalent of 26 witch huts, which would be really just overpowered, but it's also kind of complicated. I need to trap evokers and stuff, so that would be a project for another time. But yeah, so I changed up the storage a bit, got rid of shulker box loading, made a new AFK spot, and then I placed many sea lanterns. I don't even know how many shulker boxes I used on this. I had to AFK at the Guardian farm for a bit, but I think it turned out alright. And with mini HUD we can actually turn on this sphere, which is the despawn sphere, and this is how I was actually able to see where I needed to spawn proof. And there are actually a few slime chunks. If I go down to Y6 we can show those again with mini HUD. There's one there, one right here, and one that's kind of partially in the chunk. And what I did with these is I just filled up the area below with glass so that no slimes could spawn in there, because they spawn regardless of light level. So these slime chunks I just filled up with glass before I placed any sea lanterns. You can kind of see some there. And yes, that'll just block slime spawns. And then all these other things block normal hostile mob spawns from the blocks under here, because it's too bright for mobs to spawn. And then everything here is just slabbed so that nothing can spawn here. And down here everything's lit up or carpeted. So yeah, I think the witch farm is actually much more usable now, because if we look at the mob cap, pretty much every hostile mob now is just the witches that are spawning, and then they can fall, which means the mob cap is usually really low. But that should mean that I can actually AFK this witch farm much more efficiently now, so I say it's a really good upgrade that we did there. So another thing that I actually realized after the last episode is I never showed the new Nether Tunnel that I actually made after I completed it. I just showed that I cleared out the area, but I never actually showed the finished product. So I guess let's go check that out. I'm just going to walk into the portal in third person looking at it like this, and I guess we haven't done this in a while. Actually, where did my boat go? Oh, it's in the shulker box here. I guess let's go along this 1700 block long nether tunnel. And I repaired it after it got blown up and lit on fire after we spawn proof the gold farm. And we've already gone like 700 blocks. Blue ice and a boat is just really fast. We're already just around 500 blocks left now, and around 200. Oh yeah, there's our piglin bartering. You can kind of see it there. And then there's the last corner. Then just a little bit more here, and then we're back at the Nether hub. So I just went like 7. Boat glitch. It's like boat keeps going, and alright, that it's kind of weird. Anyways, we're back at the Nether hub now, and I guess I'll show the new tunnel that I made. So here it is. It's very colorful, and I think it kind of fits the amusement park theme. And yeah, I just kind of liked how this turned out, and I had to AFK my concrete duper for a while to get all the materials, but I think it turned out pretty cool. And you might be wondering why I needed to fix up my witch farm and make it more usable. Well, I needed redstone, and I know that I'm going to need a lot of redstone for the next project that I wanted to do. Oh, yeah, my mob switches off, and now there's creepers and all sorts of stuff in the city. But, yeah, I have a new project that I wanted to do, which is a new Super Smelter. And if you've seen Mumbo Jumbo's videos, you've seen his, like, what was it, like 300 something furnace array in season 6. I don't know how many he had in season 7, but those are just, I don't like those designs much. They're not efficient. So I went and found a decent 1728 furnace array, and well, yeah, I wanted to build up that. And so I designed a decent looking factory for it, and I need redstone to gather the materials for it. And well, yeah, so hopefully I should have a working witch farm now so that I can actually do that. Alright, so I've been gathering resources for a while now, and I think I can start to build now. Alright, so I've been placing blocks for quite a while, and there's two things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, you can see the progress, and you can see how big of a build this is. Yeah, well, it's 1,720 furnaces, and it's going to be a pretty big build, and I had to gather tons of resources for it, but we're making progress. The second thing is, 1.17 released about 15 minutes ago, but I haven't updated yet, and I'm not planning to until some of my mods update. For example, Tweakeroo, which lets me place blocks like that, and hand restock and all that. I just don't really want to update just yet, but just so you know, it might be coming soon. Alright, so I have placed a bunch more blocks, as you can see behind me, and you can start to really see the furnace array. And I think I'm going to build the actual furnace system up before I finish off the actual factory around it. And next part is the actual furnaces themselves that are going to be used in this entire thing. So I have all of these, and I'll take out one more because there's one missing in the shulker box. And with all of these, we can place one furnace on top of each of these hoppers, and then that will be all of the furnaces that will be in the system. Alright, so I placed 1,728 furnaces, and now I guess I can continue placing blocks. Now I'm going to place like some hoppers on the backs of the furnaces so that I can fuel them, and then also all the redstone here, which I didn't design any of this. It's I'll put a link in the description to the design. It seems really cool. It's super smart and all that. It's a perfect furnace array with 1,728 furnaces. And if you're wondering why that exact number, it's because that's the exact number that you can actually have in a shulker box. But that doesn't mean that it's going to distribute. Like, for example, if you put one shulker box in, it won't distribute each item. Like, each furnace won't get one item. There's kind of modules, each with 144 furnaces, and those each handle a shulker box. And there's just 12 of those, which is in total 1,720 furnaces. And that's how it actually does everything. So what that actually means is that this furnace system will be able to do 12 shulker boxes of items in the same time that it would be able to do one shulker box. So it would actually be the most time efficient to put in like 12 boxes of items at a time. And if you remember one of my videos, it actually was about a full shulker box sorter, and that was a system that would sort out shulker boxes and then also sort out the filled ones from the empty or partially filled ones. And the reason that I actually even designed that in the first place was for this furnace array, because it only is able to accept filled shulker boxes of items to smelt. So, yeah, that's the story of how I actually came up to design that, and I guess now I can actually continue building up this massive furnace array. No, we're not going to talk about how many times I just fell there. Alright, so I've been building. You can see I've made a lot of progress, and there is one part that I actually ran into a problem on, and I had to ask in the SciCraft Discord, and some people there are very helpful. They actually went into their creative worlds, tested some stuff out. They actually found some ways to do it. So let's turn on the limatics so we can actually see where blocks need to be placed. So you can see there needs to be a curved rail here. But the thing is, I can't just place, like, for example, hold a rail there and then just place that in, because then that one switches. So that part is actually directional. You could do that if you turn this entire smelter array by like 90 degrees. That way it would work. But the thing is, I actually had it this way, which means it's actually kind of directional, and I'm just going to show the strategy that I use here. So what you do is you place a block down there, and then you need to get yourself a rail there and just make sure that that's pointing upwards like that. Then I'll just make all that back how it needs to be. Now you can kind of see we have this curved rail there, or not curved, but going upwards to that block where the curved rail needs to be. Then we get ourselves a redstone torch and place it there. And then now when we place our curved rail, it'll actually turn where it needs to be, and it won't mess anything up with that. And now I can get rid of this and that block under it, and then I can also get rid of this torch, which is no longer needed. And then, yeah, it's kind of difficult, but if you build this up, that's just how you have to deal with that little issue. Alright, so I've been building for quite a while. Let's go into spectator so we can see a bit better. And yeah, you can really see I've gotten a lot of progress done. And, well, I've been doing this minecart spam, hopper minecart spam, and I just kind of wanted to show my strategy for doing this. So I need to get these hopper minecarts aligned properly and into this glass. And you can see these two hopper minecarts are each over these two hoppers, and then this third hopper minecart is over these two. So the way that I do this is, first of all, I get rid of the observers so that items that go in these hoppers don't go into the shulker box that's down there. Then I get 4 powered rails, place them like that, break those 2, get 2 iron bars, place them there. Then I need to get 3 minecarts, and then I place 2 of them like this, align them with the iron bars. Then I can break those, and then also break those, and that piston extended because there's items in the dropper below, but I'll collect those in a bit. And then I get 1 more powered rail, 1 more iron bar, minecart hopper, align that there, then I can break that, and now I will get my glass, and using Tweaker I can place it a block above, like so. And then I go like that, fly up there, get some pistons, place them like this, get some redstone dust, place it around like that, and then a redstone torch, activate it. Then I can break these pistons, and then now you can see I've gotten these minecarts all aligned, and they're in the glass so that I can't move them around. And then I can just go down and get the items from these 3 droppers. So yeah, that's just how I did it. And then now I can also get this observer back and place it there. And that's all 12 of these sections done. And now I can continue building the rest of the furnace array. Alright, so I've been building for a really long time, and I guess let's just take a look at what I've done. I've placed in all of that redstone mess here, and the furnace array itself should be functional, but I still need to connect it all with the input, and I need to finish up this filter and a few other things, and then we still need to build up the giant factory around this entire thing. But we're making definitely very good progress. Alright, so I've been building for quite a while, and now we've got all of the redstone done. you can see everything is here, except there's actually one part that isn't connected yet, and that is the output of the furnace array, which is just going into that chest. Has to be connected up to there, so I'll probably do that. And then I also want to get started on the factory itself. Alright, so I've been working on the factory, and I've started work on the foundation a bit. You can kind of see it's gray, as most foundations are, because it's made out of strong materials like stone and all that. And, well, yeah, I think it's looking pretty good so far. Alright, so I've been building even more, and you can really start to see the shape of the factory now, as I just keep building it up. And, yeah, you can see these two sides are all built up with big windows. You can kind of see inside to all the rails. And now it's just this big middle part that I have to build up to encase this redstone that's all here. Alright, so I've been building for quite a while, and let's take a look at what I've done. So you can see this build is, well, it's huge. There's still kind of a blank wall here, and I'm going to add the last detail there at the end. But I wanted to add something else, but first let's just take a look at what I did on the roof here. I did some HVAC units, some skylights, and some solar panels, and then also some satellite dishes, and I think that kind of helps to detail the roof. And these roofs over here are still kind of blank, and I wanted to add 4 big chimneys, or smokestacks, or whatever you want to call them. That'll go even higher than this roof here, and that should actually help to make the factory look even cooler. So I guess I built up these 4 chimneys now. Alright, so I've built up the chimneys, and let's take a look at them. I'll fly like down over here, and let's look at that. I think that looks really cool. These chimneys, they used a lot of iron bars and andesite walls along with cyan terracotta, and the andesite walls and iron bars were kind of annoying to place, but I did it, and it actually took a lot longer than I thought it would overall with all 4 of those. And now the last thing that I want to do to finish this build off is place in the final detail in the middle right there. So I will do that now. And there. That should be the entire build all done. And let's take a look at what I just put there as the final centerpiece of the build to finish it off. Are you ready? And there it is. The Inventor eye. And that should be enough to finish the build off, and I think that looks really cool. And we've got ourselves 1,728 furnaces on the inside, all ready to be used. But actually, I need to get some fuel to fuel it all up, because, well, yeah, I estimated around 65 or more shulker boxes of charcoal that I will need to fuel it up enough so that the system actually knows that it's fueled up. Because right now I actually left out 1 redstone on purpose here, so that this redstone torch doesn't turn off, and then it doesn't start the fueling system because there's no shulker boxes inputted yet. So I just haven't done that. But I guess we can start getting some charcoal, but let's just take a look at this build. So out the front we have some garage entrances, and then we have the main entrance here, and I still need to add the bubble column here, but that'll be simple. And we've got our furnaces to symbolize just the simple furnace where it all started from. And then there will be a bubble column that will go up this tunnel into this room, where we will have our charcoal input, and we put our charcoal into this chest. And actually I got this idea from Psycraft. When there is charcoal shulker boxes in this chest, it'll actually switch this redstone or red concrete over to a coal block to symbolize that there's charcoal being inputted currently. Then here's the big output, which actually still isn't hooked up to the output of the furnace array itself, but I can still do that later. I don't have enough resources for that at the moment. And here's the main input chest, which looks nice because the way that it's actually emptied is with a minecart hopper that's in the block here, and it's just a little back so that you don't see it. And then all that gets sorted goes through my filled item shulker box sorter, full shulker box sorter, which I made a video on. And then that goes up here, gets split into two ways, and then it gets split evenly over its lifetime throughout all the modules here, and there's 12 of them, each with 144 furnaces. And then, yeah, you can just see all the redstone here. Took a while to build, but I think it was worth it. And it's kind of interesting. I did this all, not including resource gathering. It took me 2 days of building, which is actually not that much. It took me 2 days of building, and I did all this, including the entire furnace system and the factory around it. Wow, this is really a cool project. I'm really happy with this, and we have these other garage entrances that we can get into here, which is just an empty area for now. Maybe I'll add something later. And same thing around the back, those chimneys that we built earlier. Then there's a little room here, I decided that I would add that, I thought it added something a bit more, because there was a gap there, and I just wanted to put something, so I made that little room. And then around the back here, I didn't really know what to put, so I put a furnace pixel art, just to symbolize the furnace system inside. And just some more windows so that you can see in. And overall, I think this build turned out really cool. And there's my leftover shulker boxes that you can see there. Still need to take all those and bring them back to my main storage and sort everything that wasn't used. But anyways, I think this build was a giant success. Alright, so yeah, we did a lot in this episode. Even though it's just this one big project, it's a huge project. 1,728 furnaces and this massive factory build around it. I still want to get rid of this sand pillar thing. It's kind of in the way, it's blocking the view, but I'll do that later, because I kind of want to get this video out. I'm actually recording it just before I'm going to start uploading. Yeah, so this was a huge project, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And we just have to hope that nothing is broken here and everything is working. And I've got all the minecart hoppers all set up. It should be all working. And I checked all the droppers here to check that there's no stray items that ended up in them, because some items might have been picked up by the minecart hoppers. So I checked all those. The last thing that I might want to do is check all the furnaces and hoppers around the furnaces, just holding control, which I can use tweaker to see the insides here. Then I can just fly back and forth, checking the insides of everything. Yeah, I just might want to check for stray items before I actually start to build up or use the system. And then actually, one thing that I didn't show is there's a statistics room. You press these buttons, go past the store, and then this will show if there's any charcoal being inputted at the moment. It'll just send an output to these lamps, so you can see that from here. And also, you may notice there's two sides here, and these lamps will show which, if you put one shulker box in, which side it will be sent to. I don't know why you'd want really to see that, but I just decided I can have that. And also the fuel fill level. It'll just take out the fill level of one comparator here, and then it'll just, if it's empty, no lamps will be on. If there's at least one item, one lamp will be on, and if it's full, then both lamps will be on. So yeah, this system is pretty functional. And then we also have some more storage here for the empty shulker boxes once, well, yeah, the empty ones from the charcoal input. And then non-shulker box items if you accidentally input something that's not a shulker box into there. And then partially filled or empty shulker boxes if you accidentally input, for example, an empty shulker box into the system, because the system can't process that. So I use the filter that I designed to do that. To filter only the filled shulker boxes out. And anyways, we've done a lot in this episode, and this furnace system was a success. Let me know with a comment what you guys thought, and if you have any ideas what I could put down on the inside of this area here, let me know, because I'm open to suggestions, any ideas, maybe offices or something. I'm not sure what I would want to put down there. Anyways, if you have any ideas, let me know. Alright, so I guess with that, remember to just leave a like and subscribe so that more people can see these videos. And, yeah, I guess that's it. So, have a good day, everyone, and goodbye.